What's happening, everybody? This is not my bike. My buddy's let me borrow his to go check out some tanks down here. And this is our main camp. There's our van. So we're gonna go down and check out these tanks. I guess that one of them somebody lives in. Oh, here we go. Whoa. Yeah, somebody's definitely living up in that one. Whoa. This is a different world, man. Whoa. Look at this thing, man. There's some crazy good artwork in here. Wow, you can go up here? Let's see what's up here. Hopefully this isn't something weird. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. Can you believe that's spray paint? Absolutely unreal. Wait, what's it say here? Tank this tag, ye all, wait. Abandon hope, all ye who tag this tank. And there's a can of spray paint sitting right there. That's crazy, man. This is a wild place. Look at this skeleton up there. It's someone's home. Unreal. Well, let's ride up there and see what else we could see. Guess we gotta figure out how to get back. So today is our last day here, and going back to San Diego. We got some work that needs to be done. Got a possible new job opportunity I need to explore. And a couple other things. So that'll be good. Here's Evie. Hiya, pretty.
Carolyn is here.
Let's get a tour.
Well, she's parking, so I'm gonna give her.
Okay. She said she wanted to do one, right?
Huh?
Okay. I'm gonna go get this back. So just like when we got here and had a bunch of stuff to unpack and move around and adjust and everything, we're getting ready to leave now, going back to San Diego. So we got to pack stuff up and make sure everything's in its right place. Like this stuff can't stay up here while we drive because it'll fall off. Gotta lock the fridge in, move some stuff on the bed. Because we'll be driving and charging the battery at the same time, I'm gonna plug in my laptop because it's dead. And we actually have partially solved our power problem. Company sent me a really, really cool device the other day, which we've been using while we've been out here, and we have not had a power issue at all. I just haven't charged my laptop for whatever reason, but we still need solar. So we were gonna just hook up the solar panel out when we're out places, but then if we go on a hike or something, our solar panel's just sitting out there. So we wanna fix it on top of the roof up here, but you could see the curves of this. It's even more extreme outside. So what we're thinking of doing, and we're not quite sure how to do it yet, is we still have our rails on here that we can pinch onto. They make these rail mount racks. They make this hardware that clamps onto here, and you can put a rack on your roof. But we gotta find some that go up high enough to clear and everything. And then we gotta figure out how to get around the roof fence. But we wanna fix like 200 watt solar up there, so that we're out in situations like this. We can just, it's just charging all the time from the sun. And especially if we can put them on the tilt things that tilt up, because when they're angled towards the sun, especially in winter, the sun never gets all the way up, I guess. They're just much more efficient that way. So if you guys have any ideas about that, please let us know. Otherwise, if we don't have a rack up there, the solar panel is going to be hanging off a lot. And one, it's going to be super obvious. We're not really stealth anyway. We're not getting away with that in this thing, especially with her waking up 2 hours before me usually. But two, just hanging off like that, I feel like it wouldn't be strong enough, and the wind would kind of eventually rip it out or something. I don't know if that's a real concern. Let me know what you guys think. So we are in El Centrino. What is it, El Centro?
El Centro.
El Centro. Now, just filled up on gas. Did the readings after last time. Told you. Where'd it go? I told you guys I would do miles per gallon. So I did the math here, and we got. Dang it! I folded it all up all goofy. This is hard to do with one hand. How did I do this, man? We got 14.884 miles per gallon. So getting pretty close to 15. That's a combo of city and highway and everything else. So I think that's pretty good for a V8 with a high top on an extended van.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people told me they were only getting like 10. So we pulled over real quick to stretch out and just move around. Look at how fast these clouds are moving. I'll give you a little time lapse while we stretch. Check this out. All right, so we are back at the van, cooking up a little dinner. Got a little hamburger helper going on here. I feel like I'm in the 90s for some reason. First things first, cooking. I am not using the induction oven right now. I'm using this little, what's it, butane and propane mix, right? Yeah, I'm using this little thing because I just don't want to use electricity. All our batteries are totally topped off. I don't know how much driving we'll do tomorrow, so I don't want to use all of our batteries, so I'm using this thing instead. The beauty, if I was going to be driving more on the highway, because we usually drive a lot, then I would definitely use the induction. For the reasons I like that is, one, it doesn't put off a ton of heat like this thing does, which is a pro or a con depending on, you know, how warm or cold you want it inside the van. And two, it doesn't put out a ton of humidity like this thing does, which isn't an issue. It'll be hot tomorrow and it'll be fairly dry, so it'll all dry out. Don't have to worry about mold right now. But that's why I like the induction. Plus, it's really fast, and it's really, like, it's just cool, man. It's like magnets, you know? It's a magnetic force is heating up your food. It's so cool. So, first impressions of Slab City. Little disclaimer, I spent only 1 full day there and 2 half days. I talked to maybe, excuse me, I'm looking for the seasoning. I talked to maybe 10 locals. There we go. And, you know, shortly, I didn't have any real in-depth conversations, but, you know, I asked them what it was like living there and what, how the community functions. I was trying to get a little deeper understanding to, you know, what was going on out there, because it's such a different thing from anything I've ever experienced. I've just never seen anywhere like that, you know, where it's just a big plot of land and people just, on their own, section off their land and, create their own communities and build their own communities and hold them together. And it's interesting to see how this group of people interact with each other and function, and how, you know, without the constraints of an already established society saying this is how it works, this is what you do, this is what you have to do. It seems like these people have just come out there and built their own society and figured it all out for themselves, you know what I mean? So that's really, really interesting to me. And I had a really good time there. I did not encounter, you know, some of the stereotypes that were in my head that I've, you know, heard other places where there's a lot of drug addicts, there's a lot of criminals, there's a lot of people running from the law, and it's totally lawless, and it's violent and dangerous. But I didn't encounter any of that. I mean, like I said, I was only there 2 days total, you know, 2 half days and a full day. Only talked to like 10 locals, and those were around the touristy areas. All I found was welcoming, intelligent, authentic people who, you know, were extremely generous and giving to allow me to just come into their home and, like, answer questions that I had, you know, and talk to me and be kind to me. You know, if that was my house, I wouldn't want people bothering me all the time. You know, I know there's a lot of, like, judgmental kind of people go in there and say, oh, you guys live like this, and you're supposed to live like this. And I was more just curious. But anyway, those people who come in like that, I can see how that would get tiring, and I probably wouldn't be as receptive to people coming in with cameras all the time. I didn't film any of these conversations because I wanted to have a genuine conversation and not have it feel like it's like kind of forced or staged or something with a camera being there, you know. But yeah, I didn't have any bad experiences at all. Also, the art, man. These people, at least some of them that live out there, have taken just straight up garbage and made some of the most beautiful art I have ever seen in my life. It's like being on a different planet. I felt like I was just in some dream world or something when I was out there, especially at East Jesus and Salvation Mountain. But even at the library and, you know, the hostel and everything, it just felt like a dream world. It was so different from any place I've ever been. And I am really interested in going back there. I really want to go back there and get to know a little more, understand, you know, how the people there live and how they function and how the society functions and how the rules work and everything else. The little conversations I did have, it sounds like it's a pretty tight-knit group, and they look out for each other and take care of each other. But that's all just, I'm assuming that based off what very little conversations I had. So anyway, yeah, I definitely had a very positive experience at Slab City, and you know, I went into it not knowing what was going to happen. I was honestly kind of freaked out. I was kind of scared because I've heard horror stories, and some of them I don't even think are true. Some of them probably are, but yeah, I was a little nervous to go in there, and ended up walking out, had an amazing experience. I thought it was pretty cool. Would I want to live there full time? Hell no. But visit again and try to understand the culture and the society that they've created, and you know, the artwork and some of the philosophy of the different people living there. It's extremely intriguing to me, so I will definitely be back. Anyway, I'm gonna cook up my food, and thank you guys so much for watching. I am daily vlogging, trying to. I'm gonna film and release videos as many days as possible now. Remember, if you want to help out and keep this dream alive of daily vlogging, and spending as much time as I can on these videos to make them the best I can, and be able to go to awesome locations like Slab City and do awesome stuff. You can always become a patron for $1 a month. Even that little amount helps so much to keep this thing going and keep it afloat. YouTube has been demonetizing a lot of videos, and it doesn't push videos out like it used to, and it's the algorithm's kind of against us smaller channels now, so it really helps tremendously. So thank you guys so much for your support and making it all the way through this video. Thank you so much. Love yourself. Peace.